Fest in St. Pete. This is 2023 on January 14th. If you're watching this in the future, we have a great turnout today. I have a couple of new friends behind me here. This is Jerry and John. Let me see if I can get them in the picture. There we go. They hooked me up with a really cool shirt. I don't know if you can actually see it here, but really great show shirt. Happy to be wearing it and walking around taking a look at some of the Volkswagens we have today, maybe a little touch of the swap meet. And I'll give you a general update of what we're doing on the Happy Garage channel too. Let me see if I can turn y'all around here. Oh, that's cool. I didn't used to be able to do that. Thanks, y'all. So I'm very pleased to see a great turnout today. Please excuse the music, it's a little loud today. For our Type 3 folks, we've got a squareback. And I don't know, is this thing worth anything? Hard to tell. Now, let me move away from the music a little bit here. There we go, that's a lot better. Glad to see some folks joining you. Feel free to jump into the chat. I'm going to try and keep up with that as we go. And take a look at a couple of late model Beetles here. Hello. This one says 73. Here's one quite a bit earlier with those bullet turn signals on there. It's all right. Hey y'all, glad to see you joining us here. We're at the Bug Fest. It seems to me to be a lesser known show, but from the turnout, I might be wrong about that. We've got a lot of great cars here today, a decent swap. If you're wondering what's going on with the Haptic Garage channel, one of the primary reasons that I came here is I've started an engine build project. Video forthcoming, but it's the Hard Times engine build. We're trying to do this on an extreme budget. We're going to be clear-eyed about the results we expect to get. We'll probably still ruffle a few feathers along the way anyway and do some things exactly wrong in the choices we make, but we're going to do all the work we possibly can to make some subpar parts actually run, and that'll keep our project on the road. It's these swap meets that help us do that. We did a little bit earlier with this gentleman over here. This is Steve. He helped me out with a pair of single port heads. So again, stay tuned for the build series coming up here on the channel. But he's got a really cool bus there. Gave me a great deal on the heads. I'm looking forward to sharing all that with you. So once again, thanks for joining us, everybody. We're here at the Bug Fest, checking out some of the swaps and some of the cars. You need to hang in here. There is a late model Volkswagen that has a Type 1 engine in it. You gotta see that. So at least hold on for that, and we'll show you a little bit of a different take on a late model VW. All right, more cars. Gonna swing you around here. Another late Beetle. Did you see the shine on those chromies? Holy moly. It's got a 1776 in it. Some pretty cool clear turn signal lenses there. And a backup ride just in case something doesn't go well. Thanks for the thumbs up, y'all. I appreciate it. I'm going to check in with the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Feel free to jump in there and say, hey. Here's an earlier Beetle, a 65 it says. More shiny. Hey. We're getting some cold for Florida, cold weather here. It's still t-shirt weather to me, but it got down into the 40s last night, so this back seat looks kind of cozy. This show is a little ways away from me, so I drove over in the Mosey home last night, did some parking lot camping. Couldn't be more fun. Here's what I would guess is a 73 thing. This is where I'm looking to tell that. 74's had a big scoop there. I don't see a year on it, so no confirmation, but that's my guess. I remember when these and buses were going for nothing. Hard to believe today. Here's one of those scoops I was talking about. Pretty cool thing. Now here's one that's had a little bit of work done to it. He's sitting a little higher. This one is just telling me it's a 73. Pop in the chat if there's anything you'd like me to look for in particular here. The things I've struck out on recently, here's a look at the back, by the way, is we saw a squareback, but I think we were looking for a notchback in the last couple of bug jams and had marginal luck with it. But we'll keep our eye out for some Type 3s too. Clean engine. We've got big duals in there. I'm not too up on them, so I'm not sure which ones those are. I've got a couple of big duals. That looks like a sophisticated breather setup. 009. I like these coils. You know, for years we've been going with the Bosch one, but for about the same price, I'm getting good results out of these Beru, I guess, B-E-R-U. Pretty easy to find, and they've solved my problem when I had a coil issue. Pretty thing. Thanks for joining me today, y'all, at the Bug Fest at the Quaker Steak and Lube. There's a sweet Baja. Very good. Let's get a look at the front of this one. I have to tell you, folks, I have been having a great time driving Dweezil around. I don't have Dweezil here with me today, but I've been daily driving. I've become concerned about the grenade engine that I put into it. But after getting me on the road and lasting for over 1,000 miles, it has far outlasted what I was expecting. And so before I tempt fate too much, we're going to do this hard times engine build and hopefully beat the clock. Got some swappers right here in the middle of the show space. Love that. If some of y'all recognize this venue, this is where they've had Bully Brigade several times. Really great late bay here. Bully Brigade is a split bus only event. It's totally awesome, and this has been a great venue for it in the past, but they're doing something new this year. The Fall Bully Brigade, I was just chatting with a friend earlier, is going to be at Daytona International Speedway. Going to be camping in the infield with split buses, a race going on at the same time. I think I'm putting that one on the calendar. Another late bay. I'm going to call this one Poiple. I'm not sure what year. We got those blade bumpers there, but I see a gas cap on the side, so that's 68 or later. Turn signals aren't huge, so 68. Maybe if it's IRS, we're going to say 69 or later. 68 it says. Same year as Dweezil. So here's what I'm looking at. No gas cap here, so we're looking at 67 or earlier. The upright headlights gives it away. That makes it a 67, just with those two things. Doing a little car spotting today. All right, we've seen a bunch of pretty ones. We like these too. Still a pretty car. Got a little sauce on it. Another 68. And here's one that doesn't believe in paint. So jump in the chat, y'all, and tell me what y'all are working on. Working on Beetles, working on buses, doing engine projects. I'll check this out. Got a sunroof bug. A little bit of extra ventilation. I'm getting pretty close to those speakers again, but if we can bear with the volume, we'll get to see some more cars. Hopefully you can hear me okay. If not, let me know. You know, also, I'm on a new phone. I was having some trouble with my other one in the later live streams we were doing, and I just enjoy sharing this with you too much, so I upgraded. Let me know if this phone is doing it for you. Jason says he just finished his 1970. Very nice. Congratulations, Jason. I hope you're able to drive it around and just enjoy it at this point. Nice. Looks like some power. You'll notice I've stopped guessing things. Once we get into the performance stuff, I'm kind of out of my league. Thanks everyone for joining us. Love this trim. You know, I think this is the Beetle that Rob used on his thumbnail in a live stream that we had done a year or two ago. I don't know if any of y'all caught it, but we had a great time doing live streams at Bug Jam. You bet. My pleasure, Otto. I think I see you correctly there. I'm in the sun, but I'm happy to bring it to you. Thanks for joining us. Good point. Good point. Point taken. Yeah, we got a good group with us. Thanks for joining us, everybody, for the Bug Fest here at the Quaker Steak and Lube. You know, I don't think I've shown you. Here's the venue. Check this place out. It's a restaurant. All kinds of cool people here with us today. Hey, buddy. No smudges for free. I hope y'all are enjoying this. I'm having a great time. I spent a little bit of time in the swap when I got here. I think I already mentioned picking up a pair of single ports. You know, I've got some at the house. I didn't really need to get any more, but I did. Got a crusty degree pulley. I'm gonna want that. We'll play around with dialing in the cam. It'll probably be a worn out cam, but that'll be a whole lot of fun. I've done a build like this once before. It was the grenade engine. And, you know, I ended up with an engine that was worn out from the start because I used worn out parts, but I would do it all the same again. In fact, it's going to be pretty similar with slightly better parts, just because it's the journey, it's the experience, it's the skill building opportunity, and no stakes. Like, I can mess stuff up, I can try to machine on equipment that shouldn't be doing the machining, and if I mess it all up, I don't have to cry about it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I got an oil plate that it's just the size of the oil plate, but it's got a little bit of a reservoir. It's probably 2 inches deep. It's cast aluminum and it has fins cast into it. I've never seen something like that. It seems kind of pointless, but it was just so interesting. I had to have it. I was looking at the machining works marks on it. Yeah, absolutely beautiful day for a show. I was looking at the machining marks on it, and it's going to need to be flatted, but that's kind of the stuff that we do. We inspect all of the parts and do what we can to make them more reliable, whether we're dealing with cheap new parts or worn out old parts. If you don't mind spending the time and maybe lowering your expectations on the result, it's a lot of fun. I guess you can tell what my mind's on, right? Nice single cab here with the canopy. All right, somebody tell me what year you think this is. They kind of hid some of the indicators, right? No pun intended. We don't, you're right? We don't know from here. Let's see if they'll tell us with the plate. Oh, look at this, left-hand drive. Super early.
That's the first year of it, 1980. What year is yours?
Look at that. Wow with a capital wow. Okay, I promised y'all a look at a late VW. Here's a late VW, but it has a Type 1 engine in it. Get ready for this. Never seen anything like this. Oh, there it is, check that out. Looks to me like they've got the intake manifold facing backwards there. For all I know, this is a stock thing, but I kind of doubt it.
It is.
Well, it is a stock thing. Is this yours?
Yeah.
Can you tell us about it? We're on a live stream.
It's a 1980 Volkswagen Golf.
Golf.
Brazilian made.
Do you mind if I turn the camera around? Is that cool?
I don't need it, but you don't
Yeah.
need it on me, but turn it on there.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Ours, what you want to see, not
A
me.
VW Golf. Yeah, I'll keep it on the car.
They made it for a few years. They were cool. Then they went to
Super
water
cool. And when did they go to water cooled?
After about 3 years of making it.
About 83 or so, he says.
Okay, what year?
Let me get out of your way there. There you go. Oop, now the camera's in the way. So who's ever seen anything like this? Type 1 engine in a late model VW. Crazy. Thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Yeah, take it easy.
You bet. Look, they even managed to sandwich a Type 1 into this one, too. Anybody ever heard of a Beetle before? Got a big fire-breathing engine there. Gonna catch up on chat right quick. Shop till you swap. Hey there, Jeff. How you doing, buddy? Good to have you with us. Equipment Attachments. That's a cool username. I haven't seen you before, but welcome. And once again, I'll second your motion that it's a beautiful day. Here's a Type 1 in a late bay. Have an air conditioner here. Some big duals. Very nice. Jeff, I've been watching your Instagram feed. Folks, if you want to see some great engine builds, find Type 4 Revolution on Instagram and just stay tuned. He's posting stuff all the time. I don't know how you get it all done, man. You're a busy guy building all those engines. They all look great. It's a cool scheme. Everybody see the sparkles in the paint there? Kind of neat. So this is cool, everyone. I apologize for the late notice on this stream. Maybe some of y'all kind of wandered in today. I didn't really schedule it until maybe 30 minutes before we got started. A little bit impromptu, a little bit planned, but if we're liking this, I can do it again next weekend. We're going to be at Samford. I'll definitely be going to the show. If we want to see it, I can do a little bit of a live stream from there too. One of the ideas is to just make sure people know about these things, get the word out a little bit, and the other idea is for folks that can't be there, give you a little bit of a window to what's going on in these shows. Look at this thing. Yeah, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. Yeah, wrenching. Very cool. Lots of 73 things today. No complaints. So this show is put on by a gentleman named Joe. Oh, you got to see this. I hope to run into him. We'll see if it works out. I think he's going to be over there where the volume's really high. Cool rat look VW. Ah, look at this. That is not a miniature swamp cooler. Sorry for the shadows here. All right, how about a couple of split window buses? We're going to look at this stalker here. Beautiful bus. This is a 65. And then we're going to take a look at something that came rumbling in a little bit earlier. This is a camper. Awesome. Great for a weekend getaway. Lots of big engines today. Love it. Wow, look at that battery switch over there. I see 2 Optima batteries in here, so they are set up for camping. Nice. Got an alternator to keep them charged. Okay, here it is, folks. I've seen a bus this extreme here before. It was a Bully Brigade. It had a 572 big block Chevy in it. It was an absolute monster. This is a Ford, so we're representing Ford this time. Ford. With a, yes, sir. With a giant, I would assume, big block. My daily driver, other than Dweezil, is a Ford, so I should know more about their engines. I've worked on a Windsor before, but I think this is later than all of that. Kind of looks like an aluminum block, unless I'm being silly. But man, when this guy came in, I wish I'd captured it. Not making a big show of anything, but you could tell there was serious power inside that vehicle. And now we get to see it. That's where it's coming from. It'd be fun to run into him on the road. Just to hear it open. Semaphore. Mean looking thing. Getting a lot of attention today too, for good reason. A late base, headed for day out. Sorry. Got a 2000 cc in there, like the late bays typically had after, I don't know, what, about 74, 75, something like that. Sweet setup. Hanging out with a 70 Beetle. One of our folks just finished one of these, as we were saying earlier. I like those years. I like 69, 70, 71. They had the IRS at that point. It's changing now, but at least up to this point, they weren't made out of unobtainium. You could grab one and drive it like it was meant to be driven. Relatively speaking, I guess that's still true. Nice 70. Got a rescue vehicle here. We do need those. There's an early bay. Notice the cool old school bumpers and the low headlights there. So we're looking at a 71. These flat hubcaps tell us disc brakes inside. Got a thumbs up from the owner. Sorry, sir. Oh, it's good. Thank you. See, no information in the thing. This one's for sale. I think I saw 7K on it, and they drove it into this spot. They towed it in, but they drove it from the back parking lot up to here to display today. A little bit of rust, bottom 6 inches. Maybe a little bit of roof rust. So for this price, you can still afford the welder that you're going to need, and maybe a windshield. You can still find them. They're not meant for four digits anymore, but you can still find them. You're good, thank you. The late model here. I am totally out of my league right now, but I'll show it to you. Little baby K&N on there. Isn't it cute? V-dub Collie? Collie? Cool, a couple more late models. Dub World! I wonder if this is the Dub World we all know and love. There's a YouTube channel by that name. Early bug, a little bit lowered, I think a little bit narrowed. Like the big wheels in the back. This is a 1960. Beautiful car. Let's take a look inside. Yeah, check that out. I got the bamboo parcel in there. Gene Berg shifter. Folks, I happened across a Hurst shifter. I think there were a ton of them back in the day, but it's the real deal Hurst. Met a gentleman at Home Depot, and he was just getting rid of his stash, and we agreed on a price that I think was respectful to both of us. So if anybody needs late model turn signals, I've got a whole mess of them and nothing to put them on. But included in all of that was a Hurst shifter that just, I think, needs a little cleanup. The bushings look good on it. The wire for the trigger for the reverse lockout thingy is intact. So I don't think it'll take too much for it to be functional. Big engines today. Here's a stocker for the stock folks. I like the SVDA on there, the distributor, if everybody can see that. Get you off the line a little bit smoother. Love all the stock stuff going on here. The oil bath air cleaner. I like seeing generators. Alternators are better from a technical standpoint, but I like some of the old school stuff. Gives me the warms and fuzzies. This one is a single port. I don't know if you can see down in there. I guess you can there. We got a single port. Looking at 60s here. No later than a 67. Yeah, it's going to be a 67. We have the upright headlights. Lil Poppy. All ready for Valentine's Day, it looks. Yeah, a 67. Let's look inside. Great little 67. They made a bunch of these, but a ton of one-year-only parts. So it's kind of got the good and the bad if you're trying to restore one. I think that's the only year for that hood. I'm sure there's a bunch more examples beyond that too. This is cool. Somebody educate me. What do we call this? I'm going to guess it's some kind of a bug deflector. It's got that cool trim on it too. Another mostly stocker. Got an alternator wedged in there. and an alternative cover for the coil. We're going to use one of these original style fuel pumps on the Hard Times engine build. I think I'm going to make a separate video or just a feature out of rebuilding it with the good kit. That ought to be a lot of fun. Been through that once before, and I'm going to rebuild a couple more and share the process with you. In my opinion, that's the good pump. If you're doing stock stuff anyway, that's the good pump right there. The Pureberg. But is pretty much stock if that's your approach, if that's your goal. Probably the better way to go. For the right person, that thing is going to be a real bargain. Very cool. We got a double cab, splitty double cab. Lots of beautiful chrome work here. Looking at an earlier one. Let me see. 63 and later, I'm going to guess. Between 63 and 67. Yeah. Except for the long list of things that are different, reminds me of my splitty, which is not a double cab, which does not have good paint, which does not have chrome, but it's a splitty. Here's another squareback. The Type 3's oh my goodness, folks, do you see this? We did it. We found a notchback. Sorry, squareback, I got a little excited there. Let's get both of them in the shot. So let me see, I think it was Michael, our buddy Whitetail Rancher, has asked us for a notchback. I hope you're here with us today, because we're doing it. Maybe you catch the archive if you're not. We found you a notchback. Awesome. I had a friend in high school that had one of these squarebacks. It was super unique even back then. That would have been early 90s. Here's a fun one. If you've been watching the streams and the videos and so on in this area from the various YouTube channels, we are blessed with a lot of us that do this. You have seen this one before, but as always bears another look. Super fun. We'll look inside here in just a minute. This is what you'll recognize. Look at that thing. If you're a purist, I think that would be accurate. Let's go this way. Wouldn't this be fun to cruise around in? Very apocalyptic. Another early bay. And another early bay. Just so we're clear. Hey there, Michael. I see your chat. Very good. Let me get caught up here. Last time I visited Florida, my brother-in-law took me there for lunch. Good food and eat place. Yeah, very cool. This is the Quaker Steak and Lube. I hope y'all can hear me. I'm near some audio here. Probably going to get some copyright strikes, but that's all right. I'm just glad you're here with us. We're an eclectic group, aren't we? So I'm going to go with 72 on this one. We saw early bay fronts, disc brakes, and then the big rectangular taillights on the rear. I think that prints it as a 72. So Beetle exhaust in this bus. Just keep them on the road. We're going to be fine. of the Olsons. Did a little bit of swap meet dealing a little bit earlier. Gave me a great deal on some parts, so check out, that's Larry Olson over there. Check them out for parts in this area. Very good. And over here, my other friend, we found a degree pulley. That's going on the Hard Times engine build. I think we're going to call it Krusty. When you see the parts we intend to use, you'll know why we're calling it Krusty, because pretty much everything that I've drug out for it so far is described well that way. I'll confess, folks, first time with this phone, I think the battery life should be good, so we should be all set. But everything was kind of in a hurry here, and I neglected to hook up the battery pack. So I don't really know where I am on battery. I don't see an indicator on my screen, but if I disappear suddenly, that would be it. Otherwise, I'll try and gracefully close out when it gets to that point. For now, we got plenty of stuff to see. A late bay double cab. Don't see many of those. This might have been from another locale with the 1600 in it. Normally we'd expect to see a Type 4 in there. There you go. If you're on a budget, you could pick one of these up, I'm sure. Or maybe that's not true. Yeah, I don't think that's true. And we're looking at a 65. Beautiful 65. Got a front row seat up here in front of the Quaker Steak and Lube. So anybody that's been around the channel for a while knows I like a black car. I like black t-shirts. You can have any color you want as long as it's black, kind of a thing. Well, this one's just beautiful to me. This is a 69. First year for IRS. In the books. Early bay, this will have to be a 68 or a 69. I forgot what the round side markers mean. I believe that means 68. They were rectangular in 69 and 70. So yeah, confirmation on that one, but we got the early bay front bumper, the big emblem, the low turn signals, and the roundy hubcaps. Lots to give this one away. Another super cool Baja Bug. How you doing, man? Very good. Is this your car? Oh. Just admiring it, right? Cool. Good to have you with us today. Oh, another cute little K&N. Like the center lines. 73 Baja. Oh, we gotta look at these. I got some kind of a buggy and a Kelmark GT over there. I only know that because I read it right off the windshield. Let's see what buggy it is. Oh, yeah, that looks like a familiar emblem of some sort. Beautiful green color. At some point, I would love to have a woods buggy. I don't really have a place to drive it at this time. I don't have any justifications for it, but it's like a single-seater woods buggy, just the bare minimum to get it to go and stop and turn. Seems like it'd be a lot of fun. Maybe if I can build a few engines and end up with a spare or two laying around, it'd make something like that a lot easier. The kind of deal that I'd look for probably would not come with an engine. Kelmark GT. This one's for sale too, folks. We have a fiberglass kit car here. There's your contact info if you're interested. Freeze the frame. Very cool. Hey y'all, have you seen the shorts that we've been putting out here in the last few days? We've been having a good time with it. Put out a couple about the shifter. We had to work on the shift coupler on Dweezil. Well, exploring shorts again. We've done some of those in the past. It's a new thing that YouTube is putting a lot of emphasis on. And I kind of enjoy the short form stuff, but I was telling my buddy Backyard Combi that I think our main contribution is probably the project series videos that we've done. Well, I don't want to stop doing that, but happy to explore this, live streams and shorts and live streams from like a studio setting. We've done some of those and had some awesome guests. I'm enjoying all of it, but if I had to pick one thing that we just had to do, it'd be like this Hard Times engine build that we got coming up, or the Project Pandemic. Those seem to contribute to our hobby more than the other things. Now we're getting into the swap meet here. This is our sustenance, folks. This is how we stay involved. Good folks like this gentleman here giving us good prices on stuff that we can use to keep our rides alive. We've all got some of this stuff laying around, so probably a lot of us have been on both sides of this equation. I was mentioning earlier that I found a pair of single port heads. I found some single port cylinder cooling tins. Those are a little different than the dual ports, of course. Found a degree wheel. There's some sheet metal. Battery tray, a corner, dog legs. That's going to be just the thing for some folks. I got another car here. Look at this guy. Again, folks, thanks so much for hanging out with us today for this live stream. I really do enjoy bringing this to you. Here's another Pure Bird fuel pump there. And if you don't have great access to this, look, I'm pretty blessed in the area where I am. We have a lot of shows, especially this time of year, from like November to March and April or so. All kinds of shows going on, and really fortunate to have some good swap meets. But I know some of y'all aren't quite as fortunate, and you don't see as much of our hobby being active in your area. So hopefully this makes up for a little bit of that. How you doing? Have an alternator on a stock-ish dual port. I went with the serpentine belt on this one. Another alternator with the standard belt. Look at the paint. Nice. Very cool. Oh, look at that. I almost missed a split bus. Let's have a look at this one. Cool upholstery. Nice. Double door. Glad we didn't miss this one. That's cool. You're good. Thank you, sir. So a shout out to the Elevated Dub Club. So who has bus envy? Anyone? I've seen a couple of takes on the cup holder hanging off of the grill over there. That's a cool way to do it too. I have to say that I am totally partial to mine. My dad is an excellent woodworker. He makes some incredible stuff. And he has gifted me with a one-of-a-kind cup holder from his wood shop. That's a really special piece. We like to put stuff like that in our cars, right? Stuff that personalizes it. It's just good to be around these things that have meaning to us as we're making the commute to work or doing errands or whatever we're doing. All those things that personalize our projects. Just keep it fun. Here's our fastback. Wow, we are batting 100 today. We have a couple of squarebacks, the notchback, now a 73 fastback. The hopped up engine, it says. Let's take a look. Yeah, there you go. Red rims on the little black bug. That'd be cool. We got a couple of bigger carbs here in our pancake. I was looking at a couple of sets of 32, Solex 32 duals. Does anybody have any opinions on those? Are they worth it? Like if you have a small engine, like a 1600cc, 1700, 1776. I picked up a 74 millimeter crankshaft and I'm looking at doing something weird with it. Let me catch up on that chat there. It disappeared, so I'm navigating back to it here. Really thought that was a 911 for a second. Hey Dream Rich, how you doing, buddy? Good to have you with us. Oh, David Ryan, I think I missed you, but thanks for joining us. And Jeff says, not worth it. Don't bother with the 32s. All right, good to know. There was a set that looked doable with the little manifolds, but no linkage. I don't think there was a balance tube if one goes. I'm really out of my league here with the dual carbs, just guessing at it. But I had the manifolds, but yeah, very cool, Dream Rich. Good to see you, man. So, all right, I'm not partial to duals. I like simple. So a center-mounted carb has its issues, but I'm kind of sort of okay with them. I understand the heat riser. Don't mind working on it to get it to work. This is the one-year-only VW Corvette. And someone's going to come attack me. Sorry about the volume, folks. I'm near the speakers again here. This one has fuel injection. This was the gentleman that gave me a great price on some single port cylinder tins. We didn't take all of them. This is some dual ports here. Here's the ones that we left behind. So the next person that needs some single port cylinder tins, this gentleman is your guy. That was a sick vet, yeah. And Jeff says, duals on everything performance. That makes sense to me. I've read from several sources that even in its stock form, the VW was undercarbureted. So pretty easy to make the case for bigger carbs. In terms of performance anyway.
That dude I was talking to.
Maybe if I can live 2 or 3 lifetimes, I'll get to play out all of the stuff that I'm curious about.
I got a big travel trailer.
Plenty of early bumpers. Don't let me get in your way, sir. I think I was totally in the way, but he was polite. Well, I know y'all are seeing the show, but everyone else is seeing this dork running around talking to his phone. So I try to be cool with everyone. I don't want to take away from their day in an effort to share it.
You see I have property back there. I'm going to put it back on my property.
All right, I see a couple more to take a look
Yeah,
at.
well, no, tomorrow I'm going to. The inside's nice.
Here's some of our friends here, Rare and Unique. Picked up a set of swivel foot adjusters from them. Gave me a great price. These are great people here. Brought some of their empty stuff today. I don't think that's the first year they've done that, but definitely a cool thing. I'm excited about it. I'd like to make my way over to that show. A couple of splitties here. Oh, this is gorgeous. '67. Very nice. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sneak through here. Even the sound folks have a swap space. Look at that. Lots of folks enjoying their meal here at the Quaker Steak and Lube. What I'm hoping to do is find our organizer, taking a little bit of a risk here. I'm not sure we're going to be successful, but can you walk through the show enough times? I don't think so. There's a Herbie up here we haven't seen, and looks like a 21 window. I'm not sure what's going on with that bus. I'm not seeing all the windows I'm used to. There's a cool Herbie here. Go ahead, sir. All right, here's the splitty I was talking about. I normally expect to see some here, maybe there, 21 and 23, right? So I'm missing it here. I know sometimes folks will add those windows. Maybe there is what would that be, a 19 or 17 or something window? I really don't know. But it's pretty. It's got the rag top. What a beautiful bus. Any NASCAR fans? I don't think there's a Type 1 engine in that one. Yeah, they have something different. Cool bug. An oval, folks. We've seen an oval too. Well, I am so thrilled with this show. You know, just being perfectly honest, I was kind of wondering, is this show going to really be a good turnout? Is there going to be a decent swap? Lots of cars? The answer is yes to all above. We have seen a great mix. Got the little blackout covers down there on the headlights. Oh, here's our guy right here. Hey, Joe, you have a second? So cool, we lucked out. This is Joe, the organizer of the event. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, pretty good. Hey, how you doing
good
today?
To see you. We're on the Happy Garage YouTube channel, doing a little live stream, kind of wrapping it up here. We've been at it for an hour. Tell us about your show.
2007, Eddie Varela does a Lakeland Classic. He did his show. So come Bug Jam, or a little bit before, I decided, hey, I want to do my own show. And Quaker Steak and Lube at that time was just open up about a year and a half. So I talked to the owner, he let me do the show here, and 16 years later, it's going strong.
Very cool. You stayed true to it, kept it going for 16 years.
Yeah. I mean, there's love of these cars, you know, all different types, makes and models, and the way people customize it, it's just insane. It's really fun to watch, and that's what's kept me interested in all these years doing this show.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great hobby, great group of folks, and we're happy to have some organizers that'll keep with it and provide these events for us. It's a beautiful day for a show. I love this time of year. Thanks so much for all of your efforts.
Yeah, it's a great shirt you got too.
Yeah, you hold this so everybody can see it. Yeah, just point that thing towards me. All right, here's the shirt. I'm going to do some modeling. Very good.
Excellent.
All right.
Boy, whoever designed that did a great job.
Yeah. I think it might have been this guy.
Hey, have a good one.
All right, thank you, Joe.
Live stream when we give out the awards.
Oh, that would be cool too.
Have a good one.
Look at the little stand they have here for the awards. Awesome. Okay, folks, we have seen the whole thing. I think that's going to wrap it up for us here at Bugfest. Let me get past the speaker here. I think we'll do this again next weekend. We'll be at the Sanford VW show, so stay tuned for that. Thanks once again, everyone, for joining me today. Love sharing these things with you. Glad to be able to bring the show to you if you can't make it out yourself. And I hope that you'll get working on your projects, get a little bit done. We'll see you in the next one.